You know what a real message is from consumers? It's when they don't show up and look at your product for free, and then they really don't show up when you start charging for it. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about probably one of the most terrible games released this year, Concord, on That Game Place. Hi friends, it's CC here with the man of morning mischief, Loki. How you doing, Loki?
Doing good. Ready for another trash fire today.
Boy, do we have them. We have them in spades with this Concord game. In fact, if you want to see something that we brought to the table recently, you can check out this video right there talking about Concord and its open beta and its early access beta and the fact that they just really didn't have anybody interested. Well, the news now, Loki, I'm sure you're not surprised, is even less people are interested, as I said in the video. But let's not talk about it. Let's be about it and take a look at the story. From that Park Place, where John F. Trent writes like a fiend, we've got Concord dying out of the gate. Release data peak concurrent player count on Steam is 70% less than the game's open beta. Now, I know we covered this, Loki. You're kind of the Concord guy around here. And I have to tell you, I'm not surprised by this. Are you?
No, minus the blue and green haired weirdos. Players have unanimously stood up and said, we do not want this. We are not going to play this. And you guys have made a huge mistake. So go on home and either make another game or get out of the business altogether.
Yeah, and what's funny is I think this comes from inside Sony because this is Firewalk Studios, which is actually Sony's own studio. But they basically, according to John, Concord is officially a dead game walking with the game's opening day concurrent player count on Steam coming in 70% lower than the game's open beta. This is Daw right here. Hi, Daw. You look like you need to head to the hospital. By the way, their special ability, I guess, is intensive care. That's right. They need it.
I have never seen a character look that bad. I could go back to playing Nintendo NES, original NES games, and be a happier Loki than I would be playing that in that game.
Indeed. So to the numbers, of course, because we like data here on That Game Place. We've got in the early games, early access, in the middle of July, the game hit a peak concurrent player count of 1,124. What does that mean? A week later in the open beta, the player increased by 112% to 2,388, which is not great still, but it's an improvement, right? For free, 2,400 people on Steam wanted to play the game. Now,
it's like an indie game, right? This is like a low budget. It's Fire. You said Sony.
Firewalk.
Oops.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Sorry. However, a report from the trophies indicated the number of PlayStation players in open beta and early access, which we talked about in another video right up there. Eiler Stevenson shared that the gameplay data sample from over 3.1 million active PSN accounts can see that Concord is 8.1% fewer players in second open beta than early access beta, which is already a drop. And it basically made it into 29th position in the PlayStation chart. But SteamDB data shows that Concord hit, this is terrible news, Loki, a concurrent player count of 697, 70% less. So as of this writing, that it's actually happening, there's only 587 people there. But the peak all-time 4 hours ago was probably right when the game launched. 697.
I wonder how much money went into this game compared to a game like, the one that everybody's loving right now, Black Myth Wukong. I would really like to see a side-by-side comparison of how much money went into each game. And didn't Black Myth just sell like 10 million units?
The game's already made hundreds of millions of dollars, Loki. And in fact, we've probably got a video on it right up there. So you can check that out as well. See, I'm always pointing up there. Just right click on the flag and open it in a different window and watch it later. Because you're not going to want to miss these other videos we're highlighting. Because these game failures are coming fast and furious as opposed to Black Myth Wukong. So good job. Good looking out there, Loki. As far as sales, Video Game Insights predicts the game has sold just under 3,000 copies. 3,000 copies.
Whoo! That's a shellacking.
Well, play Play Tracker's being a little more kind and estimating it sold 6,500. So it's listed as the 85th top seller. I don't believe either of them. That's the weirdest thing, right? Because I mean, Twitch stats show viewership, right? Not actual gameplay. So 26,000 people were watching somebody play this in a 24-hour peak, and all-time peak was 113.30, and that was during the beta access. So it was people watching other people to see if they were going to be interested in this game. I don't see how anybody could be. And it's already on sale at various places. So, you know, nobody's going to pay $40 to play this game. Look, it's unclear how well the game is selling on PlayStation because we don't have insight into that. And boy, I bet you right now at PlayStation, they're going, what the heck? Why is nobody buying our game? Anyway, it's currently listed as the 6th best-selling game behind Black Myth Wukong, EA Sports Madden, NFL 25, Valorant, 7 Days to Die, and Hunt Showdown 1896. Only one of these games I don't know. Everything else I'm familiar with, so that's not good. But
how can it be in the top 6?
I don't believe. Well, there's a huge fall off, I would imagine. You know, from the top 5 would be my guess, and they had to go to top 6 just so they could get it in there. But it's selling better than Dustborn, which only had, oh my goodness, which only had 83 players after it released earlier in the week. Yeah, and we're going to have some numbers for you in a video that's coming out later. So keep checking back, folks. We do a lot of videos. So, but this is here right here. Black Myth Wukong, number 1. Madden 25, that's expected. Number 2. Valorant, that's expected. Number 3. 7 Days to Die, and the Hunt Showdown 1896. But Concord's right there. And I have no idea what Time Splitters is. That's coming up behind it. Man, there is so much garbage. Look at where Concord is terrible, but look at where Dustborn is, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's an 18th place, I guess, if you're looking at that way. But anyway, the game is not in the top 10 best-selling games in the United States on PlayStation. The top 10 currently include Fortnite, Black Myth Wukong, EA Sports 25, Call of Duty, EA Sports College Football 25, EA Sports FC 25, Overwatch 2, EA Sports FC 24, Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 15 year or something. It's been a long time, not 15 years, but it's been there. And Valorant. This is how bad this game is. You have free games beating its pants off. This is another character model.
You have games that are a decade old beating its pants.
I know. It's insane.
That is horrible. Whoever did character design for this game needs to be fired. They need to be fired today. Released. Sony, what are you doing? Get your house in order. How can you allow this, of all things, to be going on? Get your house in order. Get these people out of your game studios and your companies, because this is what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a lot of people like trying to figure out what happened, including Firewalk Studios, who can only blame themselves. After the game was initially showcased during a PlayStation State of Play presentation, gamers made it abundantly clear they wanted nothing to do with the game, especially with it pushing pronouns and DEI character designs. And I watched that thing. It was one of the things we talked about right after we got the channel running, if I remember correctly, was just how bad this game was looking. Firewalk Studios director of IP, who I don't know how she got this job. Look at the game. Kim Krines, I don't care. Brushed off the backlash, telling VGC, yeah, that trailer, the moment is such a tiny slice of everything that we've been working on for years and years. This took you years and years? We're excited for the game and the IP, and the game to be in people's hands, the IP to be in people's minds. It's not in their minds in a good way.
No, whoever that this immediately brushed off backlash, this is terrible. You don't, not when it's this bad. You only have yourselves to blame. You have people like this to blame. You have Kim to blame. You've got the director over there at Firewalk Studios to blame. These are the people you have to blame, because we're just not going to listen to anybody, and we're going to do this thing that nobody wants, that nobody cares about. We're going to have these kind of characters in it, and this is what we're going to push. All around bad idea and bad management from a team that's owned by Sony, and Sony needs to fix this problem.
Oh, they certainly do. In fact, she continued on with this statement, and I think we've covered it before, but we'll cover it again. I'm personally very excited for the IP, for folks to delve into the Galactic Guide, if it is something they choose to do, for these vignettes to come out on a weekly basis. I know those are going to be your favorite there,
Oh
Loki.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the most is those weekly vignettes about the characters that I care nothing about.
Well, and but you get to find out more about their story and who they're sleeping with this week, and what and whether or not they identify differently. It's going to be fantastic. And they're saying that you're going to start to fall in love with the depth of the characters. Oh, I'm sure. That's something that you will learn week to week. Their personalities will unfold. Their relationships will unfold for you. I'm sure everybody wants that. Their backstories. Yes, you want their backstories. This is a what do you call it? A hero shooter. So why
Looter,
why
yeah.
why are we doing this? Why? Why?
You would expect to learn about the characters in the game, not be spoon fed week by week things you care absolutely nothing about.
Yeah, yeah, and none of this is none of that is something that you can get in a tiny little slice of it. Okay. Well, I don't think people are going to be returning, and I don't think the decades to come that you were predicting are going to be around. Just saying, but that's just a start. There's something there. So I'm glad folks watched it. I'm glad they participated, and I can't wait for them to see more, to see everything that is there. Well, I promise you, there's not
No
going to
one
be,
will.
yeah, not gonna be much of that. 70% lower, Loki. I think that's the whole story, right? Is 70% more? You
they,
know,
they, yep, they dug themselves into this hole, and now they're going to pay the piper.
or I guess I said that wrong. 70% less. Yeah, I think they're in big trouble. Look, you lost 70% of the player base because they had to pay for the game. That's how bad the game is. You should have had people that were, craving the game from the open beta and the beta and just getting an opportunity to see what the game had to offer. It didn't impress 30% of those people returned to pay for the game and play it. That's not good.
No.
Means you're appealing to a very small audience, and that's been the problem the whole time. Loki, I'm going to give you the last word on this one. Tell me, um, what do you think the future of this game looks like, just based on these numbers that we found out just now?
I don't think there is a future. From beginning to end, this has been one big mistake. They should have been coming out with the vignettes maybe over the past year, teasing you with much better character design, much better in depth story. Maybe that would have got people excited instead of doing this all after the fact. You're telling me I've got to wait like 4 or 5 months to learn about a character that I'm playing as? No, we don't want to do that. We want to play, we want to enjoy, we want to have fun, and we want that experience while we're playing. We don't want to be spoon fed after the fact something. Oh, well, we'll tell you all about that and explain it to you after. What is this, JJ Mystery Box Theater? No, we don't want that. We want it in our game, and we want fun, and we're not going to get it. This game is dead. It's DOA. It's gonna keep on dying over the next year until there's absolutely nothing left, and nobody remembers it.
Right, and I think that's the biggest thing here is all these people put in time and effort to do something that nobody seems to care about except for them, which is a sad thing. I feel bad for them. Not that bad though. Folks, what do you feel? Do you feel like this game's going to be around a year from now, or there'll be anybody playing it? Do you think that it's possible that the 70% decline from free to pay was probably predictable? And are you going to pick up this game and try it? Because I'm curious if any of you are. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below, and I'll remind you to hit that subscribe button while you're down there because hey, there's a decent chunk of you now, over 65% that are not currently subscribed to the channel that are checking out the videos. So take the time and guess what? It's free. Okay, we're free here. So just click on the subscribe button, hit the like button, as I mentioned, while you're down there. Do all the YouTube things, turn on notifications, the whole nine. You don't want to miss the Wednesday live stream. Trust me. And on that note, as always, get your game on.